I never really cared about perfumes. For me, soap and body spray were enough. But my best friend Jenny was different. She always smelled so good. Every time she entered a room, people turned to look. Boys admired her. Even older men wanted to talk to her. I used to joke that she was born with good luck. One evening, I was at her house when I noticed a small bottle on her table. It didn't look special, just a clear glass with golden liquid inside. She quickly snatched it when I reached for it and laughed nervously. "Don't touch that one," she said. "It's my special perfume." I asked her where she bought it, but she just smiled and said it wasn't from any shop. She told me it was a gift from someone who wanted the best for her. I didn't press further, but I kept thinking about it. Why would she hide perfume like it was gold? That night, as I lay in her room, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I promised myself I would try it one day, even if she said no. Something in me wanted to know why it was so special. A week later, Jenny and I were getting ready for a party. She went into the bathroom to fix her makeup, leaving her table unguarded. The perfume was right there. My curiosity was stronger than my fear. I picked it up, sprayed it twice on my wrist, and rubbed it behind my ears. The scent was different. Sweet but heavy, like it carried secrets. My skin tingled as if tiny ants were crawling over it. For a moment, I felt lightheaded. But when Jenny came back, she didn't notice anything. I acted normal, even though my heart was racing. At the party, something strange happened. Men who had never looked at me before couldn't take their eyes off me. One even bought me a drink without me saying a word. Another offered to give me a ride home. I felt powerful in a way I had never felt before. Jenny kept staring at me like she knew what I had done. She didn't scold me. She just smiled, a smile that didn't reach her eyes. The next morning, my phone was buzzing with messages from strangers. The man who bought me a drink at the party had already sent me money for breakfast. I was shocked. He hadn't even asked for anything yet. Later that week, another man I met that night invited me to dinner at a hotel. When I got there, he treated me like a queen, ordering everything I wanted. But by the end of the night, he leaned closer and asked me to follow him upstairs. I didn't say yes immediately, but something in me felt like I couldn't say no. That night, I slept with him. The next morning, he gave me a bundle of cash. I had never seen so much money in my life. My hands shook as I stuffed it into my bag. When I told Jenny, she wasn't surprised. She only said, "I warned you not to use that perfume." Her voice was calm, but her eyes carried a warning I didn't understand. From that day, everything changed. Men were drawn to me like bees to honey. I didn't even have to try. At work, at the bus stop, at the market, someone was always offering me money, gifts, or favors. At first, it felt like a blessing. I was paying bills, buying clothes, and even sending money to my family. Nobody asked me how I suddenly became lucky, and I didn't tell them. I just said I had side jobs. But soon, I started feeling drained. Each time I slept with a man, I woke up weaker, like something was being taken from me. My body would shake at night, and I had strange dreams of women laughing in the dark. When I told Jenny, she only sighed and said, "That's the price." I demanded to know what she meant, but she walked away, leaving me in fear. One night, I forced Jenny to tell me the truth. She sat me down and said, "The perfume isn't ordinary. It's a charm. It brings men, money, and opportunities. But it binds you. Once you use it, you can't stop." I was shaking as she explained. She said she had been using it for years, and everything she owned came from it. But she also admitted she couldn't sleep without nightmares, and she always felt someone was watching her. I asked her where it came from. She said an older woman gave it to her after she complained about her poverty. The woman called it a blessing, but Jenny knew it was more like a trap. By then, it was too late for me. I had already used it. The bond was sealed. The dreams grew worse. I kept seeing myself in a dark room with women dressed in red, whispering in languages I didn't understand. Sometimes they touched my body. Sometimes they just stared. I always woke up sweating, my chest heavy like someone was sitting on me. During the day, men still threw money at me. But I was no longer happy. The money didn't feel clean. The perfume scent lingered on my skin, no matter how much I washed. I felt trapped inside a life I didn't choose. One day, I tried not to use the perfume. I left it in my bag and went out plain. But strangely, men ignored me completely, like I was invisible. The sudden change scared me more than anything. I realized then, I could no longer survive without it. My mother called me one evening. She said a pastor had a dream about me, that I was walking with women who carried candles and sang strange songs. She begged me to come for prayers. I laughed it off, but inside, I was trembling. That same night, Jenny came to my house. She looked thinner, her eyes sunken. She whispered, "It's getting worse for me. They're asking for more." I didn't understand what she meant until she said, "Soon they will ask for blood." I pushed her away, telling her not to scare me. But after she left, I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in my head. The perfume bottle sat on my table, glowing faintly under the light. For the first time, I was afraid to touch it. It started with accidents. The first man who slept with me after I used the perfume died in a car crash the next week. Another fell sick suddenly. Doctors couldn't explain it. Then it spread to my family. My younger brother was hospitalized after a bike accident. My mom kept calling, saying something was wrong in the spirit world. She begged me again to come for deliverance. But each time I tried to leave the perfume alone, I felt sick, like my body was shutting down. I couldn't breathe properly. My skin burned, and I would rush to spray it again just to feel normal. I realized the charm didn't just give me, it also owned me. Jenny disappeared one day. Nobody knew where she went. Her phone was off and her house was empty. Some said she traveled. Others whispered she was taken. I panicked. If it happened to her, it could happen to me. I tried praying on my own, but the nightmares got worse. The women in red were now calling my name. Finally, I decided to see the pastor my mother talked about. When I got there, he didn't let me explain much. He only said, "You've carried something that does not belong to you." He sprinkled oil on me and I collapsed, screaming. That night was the worst battle of my life. It took weeks of prayers, fasting, and deliverance before I started to feel free. The pastor told me to destroy the perfume bottle. When I poured it out, the liquid turned black and thick, like tar, before vanishing into the ground. I felt lighter, but my life wasn't the same. The men disappeared. The money stopped. I had to start over from nothing. But at least I could sleep again without fear. Sometimes I still wonder where Jenny is. Did she escape too? Or did the charm finally take her? Nobody knows. All I know is this: if someone ever offers you something that looks too good to be true, especially in the form of a gift, run. Because you might just be paying a price you can never afford.